Streaming 24/7.
24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Bold Moves Radio, and you are joined with me, your technical producer, Mercy Anai. Today, we are having a very special segment where we are joined by two very impactful men. We are here today with Mhlanga-Rikhotso and Dr. Mhlanga, who are co-founders of the Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. Now, I would just like my guests to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about themselves. I'll start firstly with Mr. Rikhotso. Welcome to Bold Moves Radio, and please introduce yourself, followed by Dr. Mhlanga, who will also introduce himself. Thank you and welcome to Bold Moves Radio.
Thank you very much, Mercy, for such a generous introduction. It's a great pleasure to be here once again. As you stated, my name is Mhlanga-Rikhotso. I'm the RNA Foundation that we're gonna speak about a little bit here. But outside of the foundation, I'm an economist and investment banker by profession, and I do. I'm a co-founder of MR Foundation out of the passion that I have for the empowerment and development of young people, and passion for building a better South Africa. And to do that, I'm glad to be joined by my partner in crime, a bold fellow band servant in this part of work. Dr. Mhlanga will now introduce himself.
Hello to our listeners. Thanks a lot, Mercy, for welcoming us into the Bold Moves. My name is Thembiso Mhlanga. I'm the M in the MR Foundation, and by profession, I'm a medical doctor, a specialist skin specialist. So I'm located in Northwest Klerksdorp. So this is such a great opportunity for us coming down to the side of Limpopo, which is very hot in winter. But otherwise, we are glad to be with you today in Bold Moves, and hope for a great interview today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, we are still here on Bold Moves Radio. You have heard the two mention that they each have their own fields of studies, and each have, one is a doctor, one was an economist, and the like, but they have both formed together to create Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. Now, many of you would ask yourself, what is this foundation and what does it do? I would like to direct the question back to my two guests and ask them, for those who do not know this foundation, what can you tell us about this foundation and what does it do?
So, Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation is an NPO that has been it's been co-founded by myself and Dr. Mhlanga, and we wanted it to be an institution that will pull together like-minded change leaders in society, people who are passionate about making our country a better place and contribute positively to improving the conditions of this country. And in doing so, we established this foundation wanting to make it a lighthouse of hope and inspiration. That in a country like ours, where there's so much negativity about everything, we wanted to bring a beacon or a token that when people look at, will say, there is hope for me, there's hope for somebody in our community, because MR Foundation is there. And for us to be able to do this, we have quite a number of programs that are centered around leadership development for young people in underprivileged communities, and career coaching for the young people in disenfranchised communities as well. And how we run our programs is we largely adopt a school or certain schools in a certain community where largely the non-fee paying schools, and then we provide career coaching for the learners from grade 9 all the way to grade 12, and also help with mentorship throughout university, and part of our mentorship program also stretches beyond high school and university, where we help the young graduates with mentors at the corporate level, so that along the way, the step of the way, they're getting supported so that they can grow in their careers. So, in a nutshell, that's largely what we do as MR Foundation. Yeah. Doc, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, just in summary, it's simply put, what joined us together is our common background, which is from impoverished backgrounds. I grew up from Davidson. Yeah, I can go at length in terms of my background, but it was really poor, and my partner here as well. So we want to up students who have so much potential backgrounds. Therefore, we just make them to go to university, help them to realize the potential that they have. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such an eye-opening explanation from Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. I would also very much like to follow up and ask, what other factors helped you to inspired you or put you forth in that path to start this foundation? How did you two meet in your different level playing fields of careers? How did you meet and how did the formation of this foundation start?
All right. So actually, I had started on this question as I had mentioned that for me, I grew up from a very impoverished background. My father had 5 wives, and he was not a rich man; he was really poor, and literally we used to eat meat once in a week, and so clothes once in a year in December. And my mother was a street vendor. She actually used to sell peanuts at the corner to come back home and give me 50 cents and say, hey, I am not educated, but one thing I want for you, you need to be better than me. So she would give me that 50 cent, and in the morning I would actually wake up on yesterday's porridge, soft porridge. I go to school, and township school during break time. I'd look like other kids. I would go and buy, so that I get through the day. But one thing I said to myself that to be born poor, it's not my fault, but to die poor, it's my fault. Because what life does, it offers you opportunities, and the grandest opportunity, as said by the statesman, former statesman, is that education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change our world. So to cut short what brought us together, my partner will also share just a brief summary of his background. So we met at UCT, University of Cape Town. That's where we met. He elaborates much further in this story, but we said that from the common background where we come from, we need to for us to get to where we were. I mean, for me, it was unthinkable for me to. I never thought that one day I'll end up at the best university, not only in South Africa but in the continent as well. I think it's in the top 100 universities in the world currently. I never thought of that. So we said that for us to get there, there were people whom we climbed upon their shoulders for us to get there. Others were teachers from school. That's why I respect teachers a lot for the role that they play. Then we said, you know what, let's go back to our community and reach out and make other people like us. Yeah, I'll hand over to Mr. Rikhotso.
Thank you, Doc, for that. I think you've pretty much covered that at great length. What has joined us together is our common history and and common ambition to make the world a better place than how we found it. because, as I said, we did not want to, we were born into poverty. We had to live through that. And I think, as you've said, I was once here at Bold Moves Radio. There's an episode that pretty much covered a large part of my story. So I will not go into the details of that. Maybe you can share the link with everybody, people who can get to understand a bit of my background. But what I will do say, though, that will be very important to highlight in terms of my background is that, I got to learn at a very early stage that the only passport I have out of poverty was education. And this was at a point in my life where, at a point in my life where, at the age of 12, I found myself eating from the trash bins. The first suit I wore in my life, it was picked up from, the pick it up trucks, took it home. My mom washed it, ironed it with that iron, with that steel iron. But nobody could read and tell that I've never been to a shop to buy this. At some point in my life, the only brand new thing I owned, that came into my hands first was my ID. Everything else, if you talk about what I wear from an underwear, there's nothing that was brand new. And to say this, there's a point in my life where everything felt hopeless. There was no hope for me. I had no clue how I will ever get out of this situation. Up until a certain point, a certain stranger that I came across told me something about something called a bursary. If you pursue education, this can be a way out of that. You can defeat this, and and by so doing, you can make sure that the conditions that you are facing today, your children, if you grow up and have children, don't have to face the same. And you yourself, you can change the status quo. You can change the conditions that you're living in. And I took that seriously from a stranger that I can't even remember his name today. But because I took in that word and ran with it, uh, decades later, I can see my life has changed. And then I have moved from what was then a hopeless case that even at school, literally, some of my teachers will tell me that I'll never become anything simply because I am that poor. And quite frankly, they were right. And that has become, obviously, that has become a trauma that I grew up with in my childhood. And I never wanted any other black, white, or gray, or any other child to experience what I experienced. And with the grace that has been in my life, that helped me to navigate and change the situation around my life. When I get to a point where I have some level of privilege, I thought my rise out of poverty is not sufficient unless I bring somebody else with me who is where I was 10 years ago, where I was 20 years ago. And that is what has led us to the formation of MR Foundation. Having found, a like passionate partner like Dr. Mhlanga, who has had a similar journey and has the same aspiration to make South Africa a better place, to improve the lives of other young people. It was no brainer for us not to work together in building this foundation. Hence, if you look back to my earlier comments, that we wanted MR Foundation, Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation in full, to be the lighthouse of hope and inspiration, because Prayer Rikhotso was once a hopeless case, and it stands today being the voice of the voiceless and being the voice of hope to many around the globe. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much to my two guests. And as you've heard from them, they met through a likelihood of common background. And in the formation of this foundation, they have in fact you can hear it in their voices and in the way they speak, the passion to truly make the world a better place. They said to themselves, I will not only make myself into a better person than I was yesterday, but I want to bring anyone who has had the same background or the same aspects as I did. I want to bring them along, and I want to give them hope that they in fact can also get to where others have. They're giving children and so many youth an opportunity to basically have a starting point, and it is such an inspiring story. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still listening to Bold Moves Radio. We are quickly going on a short ad break. Please do not go anywhere as we will continue with with finding out more about this foundation and also highlighting something that is soon approaching in the, if I should say, a few hours, few days, but we'll get to that when we come back from the commercial break. Thank you and see you shortly.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are still listening to Bold Moves Radio with me, your technical producer, Miss Anai. And today we are still joined by Dr. Mhlanga and Mhlanga-Rikhotso, who are part and parcel of Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. They have been telling us their journey of where they started, how they came to be, and the formation of this very impactful NPO. And we are still with them today as they tell us. And to my listeners who also might have questions for them, please send your questions through in the comments section and to the following WhatsApp number 069 581 8597. I'll repeat 069 581 8597. Back to my guests, I would like to ask, with this foundation, what are your specialties? Like, do you offer only to, let me say, any career that a person would like to pursue, or is it specifically in the leadership aspect where they will hold certain aspects, like anyone listening could ask themselves, is it for, let's say, if I want to do accounting, will there be mentorship for people who want to do accounting, those who want to do social sciences, and the like? What specialties do you say you can offer in this foundation? And is it for a specific umbrella, or it connects those people to the right people, if I can put it like that?
Thank you so much for the question. Average grade 12 student right now, you ask them where do they want to be, what is their future looking like in a few months time, less than 6 months time from now, very few actually will give you an honest answer, and could be due to various reasons. Some of those reasons might be stemming out from lack of information. At home we are poor. I'll just go to work, and not knowing that actually there is a pool of opportunities that they can tap into. Literally, that metric certificate. We have a program where we call it Beyond Your Metric Certificate. We hold it in the beginning of the year where we target grade 11s, 12, and 10s as well, where we put emphasis, we allow them, we give them, we invite actually inspirational speakers who have came from impoverished backgrounds and have made it to the different fields where they are excelling from. So that being a way to inspire them, to show them the ticket of having great metric results, how many doors, the endless doors that actually opens one to. So we put that under beyond your metric certificate. Then we have leadership programs whereby, yes, we would want them to become future executive. We call it future executive leaders. But importantly, we emphasize on personal leadership. You cannot lead any organization if you yourself can't lead yourself. So, leadership, simply put, is an ability to influence, said John C. Maxwell. That for personal leadership, that's that. So, having a vision where you want to be in 3 years' time, you can map yourself, you can map your way, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, then we arm them with skills. We have camps. We just recently had a student camp now, a winter camp with the students from TLLani, where we sat with them for 4 days. We brought in different speakers to speak to them about leadership, to speak to them about mental health, to speak to them about careers as well. So this is in a way to try and shape a young student who comes from an impoverished background, so that when they go to university, they do not only go into university, but they come out with that degree, with that qualification, and come out to change not only themselves, but their community, their family, their community as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc, for that overview. And just to check, the ethos underpinning our programs is particularly leadership, is that we believe in the words of John Maxwell, he says that everything rises and falls on leadership. Without leadership, without leadership, nothing can be made to be stable, nothing can be made to work. So we believe also in your own individual life, in your own career, you need to take personal leadership first. That's why that's a very, very important pillar. And the programs that Doc talked about around the leadership camps and the different programs that we have around that leadership pillar are aimed at targeted at helping us to strengthen the individual leadership capabilities within ourselves as young people, so that we can be able to extend that grace to lead others. And we take the same approach when it comes to careers. We do not specifically say that you got to be somebody who must be a medical doctor to benefit from our programs. Or we don't expect anybody to say, oh, I want to be an economist, or I want to be an investment banker like Upray. Quite frankly, that's we're totally agnostic when it comes to that. Our main focus is to help every young person who's out there who thinks that there's no hope for me. And then we open them up, we introduce them to the world of opportunities that are available to them, and help them to harness their natural skills and talents to become meaningful contributors to society. So we believe that while our main focus is career coaching, we want the communities and the schools that we work in, we want to see more learners ending up at a university. But we do, and that's why we have support programs that are run through the university. But we also understand that it's not everybody who must end up at a university. There are people, we need a lot of artisans on a daily basis. There are people who must go to TVET colleges, they must go to University of Technologies to learn the hard skills, because some of them can excel in those areas. So we want them, so part of our career coaching, hence it's not just guidance. We guide them on different career paths, get career coaches to help them navigate through those journeys. And then once as they pursue those career options, we get them mentors in those respective fields to help them see how best can I, forge a career in this field? How can I be successful? what are the networks that I can build right now that can help me to get ahead in my career? And hence, it's a holistic program that we are running from a career perspective, but we don't. If there's a student who says, "No, I want to be a psychologist or I want to be a teacher," they are more than welcome. And then within the pool of the people that are supporting us or helping us as volunteers, there are educators. Some of them, in fact, there are professors. There are lecturers who are at universities. Somebody who wants to be an educator, we link them up with somebody who's a senior lecturer at the university to give them a different level of, classroom environment that you don't need to think, oh, I have a passion to teach, but in teaching there's no money, right? But yeah, if you're sitting in a primary school, high school classroom environment, you'll face those economic disparities. But if you go into a higher education institution, the conversation is different. So we don't want your passion to die. We want you to work in your area of passion, but realize the opportunities that lie ahead of you, and we connect you with the different opportunities that can help you to be excellent and be a meaningful contributor to society in that way. So that's in a nutshell what our programs entail and how we basically run them. Thanks.
Thank you so much. That is very insightful. And as you've heard, anyone from anywhere can basically come as they are, because they are here to provide help to those who need it. And it is such a beautiful thing to hear, because they're providing opportunities for those who feel they have nothing or no opportunities waiting for them. They basically feel no hope onto how can I get to this career because I am disadvantaged. I do not have the finances or capabilities to get to where I am. But Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation stands to say that anyone can come to them and they will provide all the career guidance, the necessities, connect them to the right people and get them to where they want to be. It is truly an inspiring foundation. And I would like to ask, for those, in fact, let me start with this question. How are you able to get sponsorships? Say they would like to also be part of this organization. How do they go about it?
Thank you, Mr. once again for asking for such a powerful question. So I think everyone will understand that the magnitude of the work that we do is massive and will require resources to actually sustain it. Needless to speak about why we have started with it, but to get to your question, for us to continuing the work that we're doing, we do need financial resources that people that can partner with us financially. And if people go into our website, it's www.mrfoundation.co.za /donate. There's a link there on our website where you can either donate anonymously or you can even identify yourself and then you can give in literally any amount if you want to donate anonymously, and also if your donation you want it to go towards a specific program, you can state as such, and then we'll make sure that we honor your preference as a person who is donating. So we accept absolutely any amount. So I think those who can go to the website right now, you can see that you can even put in 10 rands. That's as little as it is. But when you have 10 rands from 1 million people, that's more than enough money to make a huge difference in the lives of young people just here in Limpopo alone. That's a lot of money for to run an annual bursary program, or to be able to do what we recently did this winter, was to get some of our learners into a job shadowing program in one of the top 5 accounting firms. These ones were interested in pursuing careers in accounting. We took these learners who had never left Hammanskraal, in their lives before, and got them to be part of a 3-day job shadowing program. and at Hammanskraal, and that, the feedback we got from them was actually quite life changing. That was an experience that was life changing for them. So to be able to do those kind of things, because we now need to spend money to get them out of Hammanskraal, get them accommodation in Sandton, get an Uber to transport them. It's money. It's how we spend the money. And for those who are not able to, to disperse funding, we also welcome people who want to partner with us by providing skills. We have a lot of volunteers that are coming in here who come in and they say they want to be mentors to the kids, they want to be tutors, right? We also greatly appreciate help of that kind because it helps to plug in, to close the gaps that exist and makes this program work more holistically. And then, so to the corporate organizations that are out there as well, who are some who are at liberty to be able to put in funds on the table, will always appreciate that opportunity. And those who are not able to, it will be good to, we have had a number of organizations that have come in and said, look, for people that want to do job shadowing, give us a call when our doors are open. We take such an investment in that you make in young people, very seriously. So that's also another form of in-kind partnership that you can extend to us. You're more than willing to work with you. So we're not only looking for people who are giving us cash, because what we are coming after is not cash. We are looking at capturing the behalf of that young person who's feeling hopeless and then showing them that there is a way and connecting them to the opportunities. So if you are there in your organization, you're opening up a window of opportunity, we are more than happy to work with you. And I think something like what Bold Moves Radio is doing, we truly appreciate it a lot, because this is also another form of partnership that we truly appreciate, to get that time to be here on the airwaves, talking to hundreds and thousands of people out there who may resonate with the vision and the work that the foundation is doing, but because of the geographical location, they would have never got to meet who Prayer and Stembiso, and Prayer and Stembiso, or even get to know about MR Foundation. But through Old Modes Radio, you have afforded us an opportunity to connect with new potential partners in the work that we're doing. So we appreciate opportunities like this. So in the main, even if you're not able to give us money, your time, you're availing yourself and say, you know what, I can mentor some of these kids. I have I work in a construction site somewhere. One of the days, those who are interested in construction careers, I can bring them in, transport them. I can host them in my office on my site. We're looking for opportunities like those. Thank you. Doc, I don't know if there's anything else you might want to add that I may have missed.
No, I think you've covered a mouthful. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. That is so beautiful. And truly speaking, partnerships just make it so easy for things to run. And as he stated, it's not just money, but organizations that can give time, people, individuals who are business owners as well, who can give opportunities aligning with the career choice of these students, could literally could change so much for an individual, for students, and it is such a beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still listening to Bold Moves Radio. We are taking yet another commercial break, and when we come back, we will be discussing a very just round the corner event that will be taking place soon. We'll be asking them about it and all that will be happening on that day. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly.
Limpopo Gospel Divas Concert. Get ready for 2024 Women's Month celebration with Limpopo Gospel Divas. Join us on the 17th of August 2024 from 10 a.m. at the Farm Life 191 Percy 5 Mashashane Road as we bring together an incredible lineup of artists.
Oh, my Eloi, I am Kunamen.
Ngabo, Pastor Ruli Chauke, Nunkikoma, Newi, Tusonel, Hauhalokekana, Cairo, and Refilondo. Admission, it's absolutely free. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to experience the best of Limpopo's all-ladies gospel talent. Mark your calendars, gather your friends and family, and get ready to be blessed. Come, let's praise and worship. Proudly brought to you by Bold Moves Foundation, sponsored by Sampra.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are still listening to Bold Moves Radio, and you are joined by me, your technical producer, Anai. And just a quick ad. After the ad, you saw that Limpopo Gospel Divas ad. And on the 19th of August, we'll be having our annual concert, which is Limpopo Gospel Divas, empowering women and bringing light to female gospel artists during Women's Month. Please come one, come all. And as you know, the theme is white outfit with colorful duke. And for those who come on the day, we'll also have merchandise as well for those who are ready. And back to the show at hand, we are with Dr. Mhlanga and Mr. Rikhotso, who are part of Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. And as I've stated earlier, we will be talking about an event that is just around the corner. And I would like to ask them, there is on the 19th of August, there'll be a career fair hosted by them. I would like them to give details about the show, and I'll also showcase the flyer. And they'll just give us information about the day, what they'll be doing, and just an overall idea for those who be interested and would like to contribute or be there in attendance on what this will be about. Over to you.
Thank you, Mercy, once again for that question, and thanks to our listeners for staying tuned in. Yes, indeed, on the 19th of July, it's a big day for MR Foundation and our core projects because we have, for this year, we have done for a Mandela Day. One of the things that we wanted to do was, it's a special project for Mandela Day, was a career fair. Part of this was in my corporate capacity. We do a lot of work, during Mandela Day, which includes going to paint, orphanages, creches on an annual basis, planting trees. Actually, at some point, we're sitting down with some of my colleagues and my friends that the amount of time we invest in just painting the walls and they keep doing this every single day, could it not be, is there something else that we can do that will have a sustainable impact and we don't have to redo it every single year? And that's a question that we left with that question mark, all of us. And then afterwards, after the discussions that I've had with Doc, said, okay, how about, to answer the question that I had with my colleagues, how about we do something different in 2024 for Mandela Day? We create an opportunity for professionals like myself and those who were tired of painting walls every year. How about we take a few minutes of our time to paint the future careers of the young ones and help build a pipeline of future bankers in my career. In his field, the pipeline of future doctors. Somebody else will be the pipeline of future engineers. And how we do that is we go to the people that do not have the privilege of accessing all this information, people who do not have the privilege of seeing the good role models of people who have made it in those fields. We take other role models, people who have been successful in this field, they go and speak to these young people, tell them about these opportunities, and also help them to find out how they can navigate their path in those particular careers. Because once we do that, just one day or just an hour of doing that, it will have an impact, lasting impact in somebody else's life 20 years later. So, and then after discussing this with them, we thought, oh, this is a brilliant idea. Maybe that's what we should do this time around. In addition to us just going to schools, to a specific school, and then just speak to a few learners. Maybe we should open up this opportunity to many, and which brought us, which created a challenge that, oh, I'm an economist, you're a doctor. How do we now get the other fields covered? Then we tapped into our networks, our network of professionals and organizations that we partnered with. We proposed an idea that as MR Foundation, we have a Mandela Day project, which is going to be a mega career fair in Malamne. Most of you have us people from there working for you here, but you don't know where we come from. We don't know how many other prayers are there. I want to give you an opportunity to paint a future of another prayer that you have here in 10 years' time. So we extended an invitation to partner with us for this Mandela Day, that they drive a number of people from Gauteng all the way to Malamlele to come, exhibit the opportunities that they have in their companies, in the form of, what can a grade 10 learner do right now if they want to work for, say, for a company like the one I work for, Standard Chartered Bank. What do they need to study? What are the pathways? What are the entry points for a career when someone is at Standard Chartered Bank or ABSA Group, for example? So when we have people who are from the organization talking to the learners directly, it hits differently. They get to know, okay, if I want to work for ABSA, there's a graduate program, or there's a learnership if I've not had an opportunity to go to a university. Or there is also, when I go to university, there's also a bursary program that can fund me for those. So when you bring in people who are administrators of those programs in these institutions to talk to these learners, they walk out of there with clarity of mind and thought in terms of what they can do. In addition to that, we also invited the higher education institutions. The University of Limpopo is going to be the University of Pretoria, to come and say, for the learners who now met Dr. Mhlanga and are interested in medicine, how do I get into a medicine program at the University of Pretoria or any other institution? And then, so already they're able to they're able to put all the pieces together in just one day of doing all of that. And there are other NGOs and other companies that provide bursaries for some of the students. They will get to understand what are the requirements to qualify for a bursary like this, and then out of that they go back with a heightened sense of determination and focus when they go into class, because they know that one day I want to be an aeronautical engineer, and I know that if my results are at this level, this particular company will provide me with funding. I can go to any other institution. Like Doc was saying, that it was unthinkable that him and I will end up at UCT. Taking, for example, myself being somebody, when I grew up in Malamlele, in Chipisi village to be precise, having gone to high school or even primary school where, I never knew what pocket money is. Literally, I was one of the students who always get chased out of class because my mother could not afford to pay 120 rand school fees per annum. That was 120. I was getting chased out of class. So there was absolutely no hope for somebody like me that I could even get an application fee to go to a university. So it just took somebody to give me this information. And then from there, I went on and do further research. I realized there's so many opportunities. And realizing that there are so many prayers that are there. If we bring in this information well packaged, and they can get to interact with the real people who have been part of this journey, who are on the other side to help them, this can change their lives for good. And that is what this mega career fair is about, So in addition to having over 10 companies that have agreed, some of them are actually on the way as we speak right now to Malamle, with the universities and some of the NGOs as well. For those who are interested in accountancy careers, SAICA is going to be there, to provide all that information. So what we have then done was to invite over 2,500 learners from all the 60 plus schools in Malamlel cluster, northwest, northeast, west, central, northeast as well, to give us their top performing learners that we're going to be gathering with them in the community hall. We would have 3 different sessions because it's such a big number of learners that we're having, where they will be interacting with the companies that will be putting up the stands within that hall day, and then they'll be doing presentations of what the companies offer, how the learners can be part of that, so that learners get to know that when I go and study, do mathematics, this is what I can do. When I go study accounting, this is what I can study further. This is a company that I can reach out for when I want to do work, when I want to do job shadowing. These are the things that we ourselves did not have. Had we had these opportunities 15, 20 years ago when we were still at high school, we believe that we would have been very far in our careers. So we want to bridge that gap, and this is one of the many ways we are sending the lift down as we rise. Doc, take it on.
Yeah, Messi, the issue of careers is, we take it light. For me, it's personal. I was doing grade 10. I knew in my heart, I had researched, I checked, and I told myself, you know what? I think the career that will be more suitable for me is, is being a doctor, actually. But for some strange reason, when I got to grade 12, I said, because I was doing very well in my mathematics and physical science, we had that, those were the subjects back in the day. I said, you know what, let me start by being an engineer first. And then later on, I will change and study medicine. Actually, to think about it now, these two are not related at all. But thank God that in matric, I just want to encourage this. I'm saying to encourage someone who's out there. I did not even have a single distinction. I only just a matric, got a matric exemption, and the competition is so high when you want to get to university, especially in the field of medicine. Learners come with all 8 distinctions, and then you don't stand a chance. So it took me, 9 years. It's a lengthy story that I will share someday. It took me 9 years to become a doctor. I therefore had to, because I did not also get into engineering. I had to go and start from the FET college where I did electrical engineering for 2 trimesters. Then I applied at UCT to get to medicine now because now I knew what I wanted, the path I'd done thorough research. Then they did not take me. It's only after 2 attempts that they actually considered me for to start in medicine, and only not starting from third year, starting from first year. So it was a lengthy journey. So this is actually to save number one, what knowing what you want to do. It will reflect also in the students' academic work. Someone who is starting to go to work at a construction company studies differently to someone who wants to go and study medicine or become a chartered accountant at a university. So those people, their work effort, their work input, it actually becomes different. So that it actually gives one a vision that I'm working towards this goal. Hence, we don't get so many young people getting into university because of lack of that vision, the career goal, and it puts one, enables one to become focused in that sense. So also, it helps to save time. There's many students who, yes, they manage to get to university, but now they keep on hopping from one field to the next. That's money. That's time. Time waits for no man. So by coming to this career expo, by funding us to have more of these opportunities for the learners, we are saving them time. We are saving them funds, which are non-existent at this moment. So yeah, I would urge everybody to make your way. Come, there are certain ways. This is targeted for these particular schools. But if you want to fund, if you want to give a help, if you want to partner with MR Foundation, our hands, our arms are wide open for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And truly speaking, those who are around the area or those who would like to participate and just be in attendance, 19 July, which is just in a few days and in a day and a few hours. Please be there at Malamlele Community Hall. And I can see also Pastor Strike Manganya has commented, gentlemen, you are doing great work. This is truly love essay, worth partnering with. And I could not agree more. And I also see Mr. Desmond Mongai saying it's a great show. And he's also saying I'm doing a great job. Thank you so much. Truly speaking, this is in fact just cutting out the middleman, if I can say, the confusion, the not what can I do, how do I go about this. It is presenting these students with the goal or literally the post they would like to meet. They get to understand, if I want a career in accounting, how do I go about it? If I want a bursary, what are the requirements? What requirements must I meet? So this mega career fair truly is revolutionary. And as you've heard, they have over 2,500 students already with partnerships from different companies and organizations. But that should not deter you. If you have something you would like to input, please do not hesitate. And that also leads me to my next question. You've mentioned your website for donation, but for those who also would just like to get in contact with you and just know more details, or they simply just want to know where to find you for future collaborations, where can they find you?
Thanks once again, Messi, for that. Yeah, so first, our website, as mentioned, is www.mrfoundation.co.za. You'll find all the information about our programs, what we do, and how to also contact us. We're also available on social media platforms as part of these, events like this career fair. We know that it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some, but we understand that we have over 15,200 learners that we had to choose 2,500 for. So we will be streaming this particular session online, and then also the recording of this will be available on our YouTube channel, so they can check out our YouTube channel, which is Amar Foundation. As if you people look at the poster that we've shared, there's a YouTube handle right there. They can also follow us on Facebook, well, Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. They can also check out our Instagram page, which is also Mhlanga-Rikhotso Foundation. And then they can also check us out on TikTok. There will be some of the snippets of the proceedings in the career fair that will be covered in there. And most importantly, on the live streaming, part of what we'll be covering there is particularly for the audience that cannot be there in person. The companies that will be talking to the 2,500 learners, we have also made a provision for them to go and do a 20 minutes presentation on camera for the audience that's online, to share the information that they are sharing with everybody that is connecting remotely, with the links of where they can go when they want to access bursaries, when they want to access learnerships and job shadowing, and the contact details in each of the companies. So that information will also be made available. So those who are not able to join us in person on Friday, they will be grateful if they can join us virtually and be part of this experience. And should there be any company or organization out there, an individual who would, who believes, in the course of what we are trying to do here, or their organization is available to come and join us on this day, you can give us a call. Our numbers are right there. I'm sure they are presented right there on the screen. They can contact us. We still have some space to take a few more exhibitors or presenters. Please do get in touch with us. And should you have missed this opportunity for this time around, due to other commitments that we have, this is going to be an annual program that we're running in Malamlele. So next year, we will be doing this again. And then before that, there will also be another opportunity like this of a mega career fair that we'll do in Gauteng, in the area of Soshanguve as well. So the opportunities to partner with MR Foundation in sending the lift down not only ends today here, it's something that we can still do going forward, and we're looking forward to partnering with you. And please do get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And truly speaking, I am positive this will be such an empowering event for so many young people, and it truly is creating a bridge for those who feel it is unattainable for them. And I can see also I have a comment here by Ntandabuza Mukwena, who says, "This is a great show indeed. I am excited by the initiative taken by these young men. Big ups to you guys. And truly speaking, it is such an amazing initiative that started to empower and to bring hope and make the world a better place." And yeah, truly speaking, an hour goes by so fast. I just have to ask, where do you see Mhlongo Foundation in the next 5 years? And from then on, we'll just wrap up with your parting shots.
Where we see ourselves in the next 5 years, number one, it's our goal is to have these opportunities available to all South Africans. So setting a footprint in every province. And I mean, God willing to even go the rest of Africa. You know, there is someone somewhere in Ethiopia, there is someone somewhere, in Malawi who would benefit from having such an organization. So, of course, with partnerships, with the right partnerships, that's where we see ourselves. This is literally us, MR Foundation, extending a hand to you to walk with you from where you are, to see you walking in the corporate world, to see you living a life of a meaningful life, a life of passion and fulfilling your God-given purpose. So that's where we see ourselves. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're seeing, in addition that with that national footprint that Doug spoke to, we are seeing an army of people who are ambassadors of good hope, people who are advocates advocates in the voice of the voiceless, who say people who are concerned that I am my brother's keeper. I cannot be okay going to bed with my stomach full if my neighbor has not had anything to eat. And them not in doing so, not by just giving them a fish every single day, but we invest in the long term by helping them to know how to fish, not how to eat a fish. So that will be, if we are able to do that, we would have achieved our primary objective for setting up this foundation, because we know that out there's so many people who are equally as passionate about this particular subject, and what they needed is a platform such as MR Foundation to be able to make that difference. And if we're getting more people who are able to do that, in the while that might be in a 10-year horizon, we have no problem if that's coming up right after this show. If Bold Moves Radio availing this opportunity to us means that we are able to accelerate the achieving of that objective, we're more than happy. It means in the next 10 years, it will even go much better and better from there. So So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. And truly speaking, even just one step forward is progress on its own. And I am positive that in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be seeing more and more of Mhlanga Foundation. As they said, their goal is to move to provinces and eventually move to the whole continent and reaching people like themselves who had similar backgrounds and just to make impact, you know. And lastly, before we close off, I would like to give each of you an opportunity to give us your parting shots, anything that you would like to say as we wrap up this show.
To first start by thank you, Messi, and with Move Radio and TV station for affording us this opportunity to come and speak to the listeners. Thanks to the listeners and the viewers as well. Thank you for tuning in. What I want to speak about as we leave is what is success? Is it driving the most expensive cars, Rolls Royce? You mentioned them. Is it in staying in mansions? I was in grade 11 when I had this that success, it's when you look back and you find that a soul breathed because you were there to offer your breath. That's when you extend your hand to help someone who is in need, not expecting anything in return, but to really help them to continue in their journey. And in the words of Rolly Royce, he once said that success is not owned, it is only rented. And that rent is due every day. There are no free lunches in life. Yes, we look to the president. Yes, they have an obligation for them to serve us as the citizens, but there are no free lunches in life. One needs to get up. The fact that you are born in a poor environment should not limit you. It's not your fault. But for your children to experience the same environment that you are currently experiencing, it's your fault. Winston Churchill once said this, that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is only the courage to continue that matters. So, failure, some of us have failed. I also failed.
Yeah.
But the best thing is that, there's no failure written. No one will know that on my fourth year, I actually didn't do well. I had to repeat that year.
True.
But it's actually the first attempt in learning. Don't take it personal. You've only failed an exam. You've only failed a situation. You've only failed. Isolate yourself. It doesn't say anything. If I had given up, I would not be a specialist dermatologist today. So don't give up that dream. Dreams never die. They are only delayed. They only die the moment you stop believing in them, the moment you stop seeing yourself achieving them. So go back, dust that dream, shake it off, believe in it. It will happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, what do I say after that? You're giving me a very difficult task right now, because you should be the one closing this show. But nevertheless, let me give it a try. I'll just rubber stamp on the topic of failure itself. That hey, when you at some point, when you look at anybody who's successful at anything in life, at some point, there have been some episodes of failure but now those who are successful did not take that as a ticket to disqualify themselves, but they used it as an opportunity to learn what can I do differently, which instruction, which important lesson did I miss, that when I get a second chance I need to do it differently, right? And that is a very difficult experience, I must say. And this takes me to Someone once said to me, adversity makes some men to break, but some of us to break records. And in my experience of failing, I have then made that my personal declaration that must be the outcome at any point in time. Anything that I fail at, the adversity that comes with the failure. So the adversity that comes with the failure should not be the ticket for me to disqualify myself, but I must use that opportunity to break records. So with all of that said, I want to say to somebody who is listening to us here today that you did not come this far. You did not only come this far to end here where you are. You need to dig deep and finish strong and make yourself proud. You didn't come this far only to come this far. You have to dig deep and finish strong and make yourself proud. That's in the words of Gary Black. Lastly, all of this would not be possible. It did not be. I see here you are seeing M and R, Mhlanga-Rikhotso, and the foundation, but there is an army of hardworking people behind this who are making all of this happen. And had it not been for them running around doing everything that needs to be done right now for the mega career fair to become a success, we would not be sitting here with you today and talking about these big projects. So there's a big team that is supporting us in this vision, making this work. So we want to take this moment to express, special thanks to them for all the work that they are doing, without mentioning them, all of them by name. But we truly appreciate the whole team. We know right now most of them are going to Malamlele for the very first time. That's a big risk that they are taking. And look at us, we are still here in Polokwane. so we want to truly thank them for enabling us to live in this vision to carry out the mandate that God has given us in this generation. And with that said, the last thing, and this is the last quote. They say that and this is for everybody. Pinky Hlazo says, when everyone is sitting, stand up. When everyone is standing, stand out. And when everyone is standing out, be the standard. I'll repeat that again. When everyone is sitting, stand up. When everyone is standing up, stand out. And when everyone is standing out, be the standard yourself. And by so doing, so this is my words of encouragement to everyone. Excellence is not a part-time job, it's an everyday work that you need to do. And that's how you become the standard. And in so doing, please feel free to join us at Amar Foundation. This is one of the many ways we are sending the lift down as you rise. Please come join us when we send the lift in many other places that we have not been to, where there is somebody who needs this message today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Pastor Strike and yourself, Mercy, and the Bold Moves Radio for affording us this opportunity. It's truly phenomenal. We're thankful for the support and the partnership we have with you, and looking forward to many more times of us doing this. And as we send the lift down and impact our environment, our society positively. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Truly speaking, this has been such an impactful show. And for those who are at Malamlele on the 19th, please make sure to check out the Mega Career Fair for opportunities for partnerships in some way, shape, or form, or even if you know of someone who needs this Mega Career Fair and it would impact them, please make sure to give word to them as well. Those, as he has stated, those who are not able to physically be there, they will be online on each of their different platforms and giving career advice. So if again you know of someone, or you in fact would like to partner with them, tune in and also get in contact with them for any collaborations and partnerships. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon for this show. You were joined by me, Mercy Anai, with Dr. Mhlanga and Mhlanga-Rikhotso. It has been such an amazing show, and please look forward to the 19 as they are impacting lives and just taking steps and steps to better the world as they have stated. Please do not miss. Tune in. The time has been stated is from 9 o'clock. So be ready. Go there, give support, and spread the word. They will hopefully see you there, whether physically or online. This has been Bold Moves Radio. Once more with me, Mercy and I. Thank you and God bless. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.